People about to be mad.
Feel like the one, feeling is stuck. This ain't no rock, that's diamond in the cup. Light on my shoulders, I'm getting them rough. Money don't fold up, I feel like Pac in the tub. Showered in gold chains, not on me. They got the slices, I stay with the block of cheese.
Don't start that
Broccoli
shit.
pressure, book cost me 43. Hey, I stay in my lane, don't fuck with no one. Fuck with no one. Whoa. If you mad, hold your horses, I'm still going up. You cannot stop it, just sit back and watch it. I pull up in different whips, yeah, I got options. Don't play with that sneak dissing, boy, you childish. They see me in person, they wanna talk about it. I feel like I'm, who you feel like? I feel like I'm pocking the tub with the chains on. Gotta go. They want me to turn it down, I gotta stay on. Never go out, we ain't dimming the lights, no. Going out like they're bikes. Everybody eating over here, having more than one bite. Only the team get to play. Why? Only the team get to stay. Yeah. Silver spoon where they were with me. Dogs aggressive like they never ate. I was too quiet on the other side. Where they at? But I know they ain't plotting. Fuck with me, you die.
Yeah.
Ain't playing. Telling me what? Don't give a fuck. They gon' talk when you down. They gon' talk when you up. I take what they say along with the eighth. Kept me a wood, then I burn it up. Pocket in the tub, chains on me. Feel like a thug. Lot of guns. All got kickback. Daniel son still score when they foul. One need mine and some. Plus spray on my body, rack plus. Some say I changed, I'm racked up. Hit for the money, fuck who next up. I stay on my 10, ain't no taking me out. Got a blunt in my hand, one in my mouth. Some say I talk cocky, but this ain't no act. Say what I want, I ain't watching my mouth. I feel like I'm pocking the tub with the chains on. They want me to turn it down, I gotta stay on. Bright. We ain't dimming the lights, no. Going out like they're bikes. 12 o'clock. Everybody eating over here. Having more than one bite. Pick it up. S-class on mouth, but it's turned up 5%. Challenger, demon up. Boom. They type when they talk. No seeing who's big step like a shit.
Yo. That's very rude, woman. I suggest you watch your mouth. But anyways, this is Mazuma TV. She talking crazy on here and talking crazy in the comments. That's love. But it is what it is, man. Mazuma TV in the building. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in right now. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to the mob. My name is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, back at y'all with another live. You know what I mean? We staying consistent all week. You feel what I'm saying? And motherfuckers about to be mad today, bro. You know what I mean? I've been catching a lot of heat in that last video that I put up, and I'm standing on business. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely going to get to talking today. Open topics. You know what I mean? I'm letting everybody on the panel, let everybody speak their mind, let the nation, let the mob speak their mind, man, because I'm going to do my hour and some change, and I'm out. You heard? So let's get to it right away. Shout out to Opinions on Boxing with Olden Johnson. I see that you changed up the name, my brother. He says, Mazuma TV, salute to you. Brother in the chat, salute, homie. I appreciate you for leaving that first comment. My boy Notes is in the building. Welcome back to the homie Notes. You know what I'm saying? He be going ghost a little bit sometimes, but that's my brother. You know what I mean? People got their reasons. It is what it is. Shout out to my boy Chris, one of the biggest supporters of Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. Pop with the drop. He says, "Yo, what's going on, homie? How you doing? How you doing?" Anonymous. He said the king is here. What's good, nation? Like J. Cole said, bro, I'm a man of the people, not above but equal. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna accept like the king, the king talk or anything like that, man. I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the nation. I'm a man of the mob. You feel what I'm saying? So as simple as that, man. But I appreciate that very much, my brother. I understand that you was coming from a good place. You feel what I mean? But I'm gonna keep it humble. You know what I mean? But this conversation that we about to have not gonna be so humble. You know what I mean? Note said this nigga Mark gonna make me cry with this title. No, bro. It's not. This is the thing, man. It's like people nowadays, you know what, like how sensitive people are nowadays. It's like they take something that they perceive as negative and they just disregard everything else that's being said. Like sometimes a negative criticism is said in hopes to make that person better. You see what I'm saying? Or fix their situation so they could avoid making a mistake or, you know what I mean? Just improve overall as a person. You know what I mean? Like when I'm saying these things, it's not me saying that I dislike Gervonta Davis. This is not me shitting on Gervonta Davis. This is not me wishing bad on Gervonta Davis. Like I said, if you've been following the channel, because I got some loyal supporters on here since day one that I've decided to take YouTube serious, I'm letting y'all know I've always been a fan of Gervonta Davis, bro. Always. Love the dude's style, bro. Power, speed, athleticism, quickness, great boxing ability. You feel what I'm saying? So this is not me I'm not on here talking about yo fuck Tank and bro, this is not where I'm coming from. This is coming from a good place. There's good intention behind the things that I'm saying, because as somebody who talks boxing, I put boxing first. I speak from a boxing fan's perspective. I'm providing these criticisms. I'm providing these points in hopes of seeing this fighter do better with his decision making and ultimately what he does in his career. You feel what I'm saying? JV said Mazuma talks boxing and he always gonna keep it real. I tried my best, you know what I mean? Because there's been situations where I've been big fans of fighters and I see them move a certain way, and then I come onto the channel and tell them exactly what I feel they did wrong, or if I feel like they made a wrong move, or I feel like they just moving in a crazy way, I'm gonna expose it. Like if y'all know me, y'all know that I'm a big fan of Deontay Wilder. I always have been, bro. As soon as I discovered who he was, you know what I mean, coming up in the amateurs and getting the bronze medal and then making his pro debut, man, I was a fan of Deontay Wilder, of the Bronze Bomber, bro. I was part of the Bomb Squad. I ain't gonna lie to you. But there were certain situations that he had in his career that I disagree with, and I was vocal about it. And as a result, people were telling me that I was a Deontay Wilder hater. And I'm like, me? I'm a Deontay Wilder hater, bro? That's far from the truth. Far from the truth. You see what I mean? So understand that what I'm about to say and what we about to get into on this live is coming from a good place. Yo, Notes, can you do me a favor and let the chat know that I'm live, man? Let the chat know that I'm live, because there's a few people I want to bring on this panel. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like I was highly upset with how the way he performed against Joseph Parker. You know what I mean? A lot of people blamed it on inactivity, ring rust, or what have you. But I honestly believe that it was just horrible strategy, and I called it out. You feel what I'm saying? I called it out. I seen it because I'm also a boxing coach. I'm a USA boxing certified green level boxing coach. I'm also a professional boxing trainer as well. I know I see things from a different lens than the average boxing fan, but I still try to keep it. This YouTube channel, I try to keep it from a boxing fan's point of view. You feel what I'm saying? Because I could get into little intricate things like exactly what Wilder was doing wrong and what he could do to improve it. But like I said, Mazuma TV, the nation, the mob, we all boxing fans that come together and want to see the best fight the best at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? So I try to keep it as boxing fan-ish as possible. You know what I mean? But let's talk about Gervonta Davis, man. Let's have this conversation, man. Hopefully I could get my boy Claymore on here and things of that nature. Let me text Clay right now and see if he want to come on. Let me see if Clay wants to chop it up right now. Yeah, I just sent my boy. And for those of y'all who are Gervonta Davis fans and are still willing to listen and hold your fighter accountable, salute to you, man, because at the end of the day, you're not a yes man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of yes men on here who try to justify what they fighter does, right or wrong. Like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna rock with your fighter, whether they do right or wrong, that's cool. Because I'm sure we all got homies that do dumb shit all the time, but they your homies, so you rock with them, right? But I'm never gonna sit over here and try to justify the shit that they doing. You see what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, well, he's right because it is, even though I blatantly know he's wrong. You know what I mean? I'm gonna sit that John out, and then if I ever get him, if I ever got a one-on-one with the homie, then I'm gonna check him on the side, like on some private shit. You feel what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm not gonna sit here and act like everything that somebody does is right because I know I don't do everything that's right. I make mistakes every day. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here if I don't hold myself to this standard that I'm perfect. I'm definitely not about to. I'm not about to hold another man to that standard and act like everything he do is right. That don't even make sense. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Ray Davis. He says peace. Okay, Clay gonna try to get on the live within like 10 to 15 minutes. Ray Davis says peace. Mark, you right. You correct. Appreciate that, homie. Thank you very much for tuning in. He says salute. Salute, man. Salute. Anonymous says, oh, bro, the Joseph Parker performance was dog shit. I was extremely disappointed. Wasn't even letting his hands go. Yeah, I think that moreover than that, I just felt like they took the wrong approach. Like Deontay Wilder has been extremely successful doing one thing. And you would think that, you know what I mean? I seen Malik working on some different combinations, which I actually agree with. I thought Malik was showing him different ways to disguise the right hand, which could make him more dangerous because typically Deontay Wilder blinds people with his jab before he shoots the right hand. So he was giving them some combinations like have them focus on this left hand and sneak that right hand in between combinations, which I thought was brilliant. You know what I mean? I thought that was actually pretty smart, but you know, the whole outboxing and try to set traps and bro, that's not Deontay Wilder, man. And they try to make Deontay Wilder this slick outboxer, this boxer with great footwork and athleticism, bro. That's not him. And we seen what happened as a result, bro. There was no reason why Joseph Parker should have beat Deontay Wilder. I still say that to this day, bro. Joseph Parker did not do anything special. It was just Deontay Wilder was extremely lacking in this situation. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He went out bad, bro. He literally beat himself. Just like how I said about Teofimo and Kambosos, I said Teofimo beat himself. He beat himself. You feel me? So, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But we definitely going to get into the comments that I received on my channel as well. And they're doing exactly what I've been talking about. And that's justifying the punk shit, man, like the bitch shit. They blatantly coming on here and they defending this man like they get paid to do so. They defending him like that's their baby daddy or something. I don't know what type of time these dudes be on, but you know what I mean? We definitely going to get into this. You feel me? Let's get into these comments. Hood Rich 410. What up? What up? Selfish Santana. Shout out to the homie. And for those who bringing up Southpaw, man, y'all gonna have to hit him up about that. I haven't spoke to that man in a long time. You feel what I mean? And it's probably because of this type situation, but regardless, that's not something that I really care to do or talk about at this present moment. But let's bring up these comments that I got off of this last video. And the video is called How Saudi Arabia Proved Gervonta Davis is ducking Devin Haney. What is the real reason? That's something that I had just posted up about 5 hours ago. You feel what I mean? And it's gotten some good views so far. You know what I mean? Definitely higher than the average view. Number one Packers gamer, he says, shout out to Philly 215 Badlands. Okay, you know about the Badlands, huh? That's what's up, my brother. You know what I mean? That's what's up. That's what's up. I didn't know that you knew about that. That's what it is. Shout out to you, homie. He said, I'm a boxing fan. I love every fighter. I just want to see the best fight the best. And that's the exact mentality that all boxing fans should have. But for some reason, I feel like only in the sport of boxing, they justify the best not fighting the best. They want to give all these different logical explanations as to why their favorite fighter isn't fighting this guy or why this fighter who happens to be one of the best isn't deserving of fighting the other best. It is crazy. Okay, Lee and Clearfield. Okay, yeah, we from down 7th in Cambria. You know what I'm saying? The Pivot Boxing Academy only like 2 blocks away from where I grew up. It's in the Badlands too. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Badlands, man. North Side, 215. You feel me? Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and talk crazy about Southpaw neither, but yeah, we not gonna do that. Let's not do that. Yeah, I mean, he did help this channel to get where um he definitely helped contribute to the channel a whole lot. So I'm not gonna talk crazy about him like that. But yeah. William Jimenez, he says, shout out to your channel, brother. Yo, I appreciate that very much. Thank you, man. I appreciate you tuning in. But let's get into these comments, man, before I forget and start talking about some whole other stuff. So I have received how many comments? 19 comments off of this last video I just put up. He said, that's my gaming channel. Yeah, yo, if y'all into gaming, man, subscribe to #1 Packers Gamer. You know what I mean? He's a big supporter of the channel, so make sure y'all show that love, man, if y'all into that gaming scene. Run them likes up for sure. Money Man John, yo, what's going on? Crudo, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Katu? I don't even know. He said, Mark, just speaking the truth. Yeah, we haven't really gotten into the truth yet. You know what I mean? But we definitely going to speak on it. But let's speak on these comments right here. So I've gotten several comments on this last video. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to address the ones that I thought was blasphemous. You know what I mean? There are some people that are agreeing with me. Most of the time, people agree with me. You know what I mean? But there are people here and there who have these crazy ass takes that could easily be destroyed and dismissed. And that's what we're about to do right now. So somebody by the name of Mike Jeffers 4988, he says, Tank just chasing money, not greatness. He definitely ducking. You know what I mean? So this is somebody who seems to be in agreement with what I'm saying. But the beginning statement is kind of confusing to me, because if Tank is just chasing money, why isn't he chasing the possibility of him fighting in Saudi Arabia? Why did he go down this avenue saying that he's mad at the Saudis, and to really get his attention, they're going to need to send 2 Ferraris to his door? Really? When they could offer you a purse of around $50 million, you worried about 2 Ferraris? I don't know if he's necessarily chasing money in this situation. This is what we thought initially, but what is it that you really chasing? It seems like you trying to chase this undefeated record. It's like you want to be close to Floyd so bad. Like you want to have the numbers like Floyd. You want to have the paydays like Floyd, but at the same time, you don't want to take the chances that Floyd took. You know what I mean? He's just one of those dudes that's scared to lose his status as an undefeated fighter. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's how he look right now. You feel what I'm saying? That's just how he looks. I don't know if chasing money is necessarily his thing. I don't know if that's the priority, because if that's the case, as soon as Turkey Al-Sheikh offered him a big bag, or as soon as he called out Gervonta and said that he was willing to compensate him handsomely, he should have been right on that phone trying to get this thing together if he's such this money man. You know what I mean? But it seems like he agrees with me for the most part. So there's somebody else called Million Films 8618, and I believe this guy actually disagreed with me. So let's see what he's talking about. He says, people that's saying, well, Tank fought at 140 before, which is something that I have said and is still valid to this day, need to remember that when Tank fought at 140, his previous fight was at 130. So technically, he went up 2 weight classes to chase greatness and challenge himself. He fought at 140, conquered, and accomplished the goal. The end. Tank gonna fight Haney when he's ready. You don't call out the face of boxing and expect them to say how high when you say jump. We just gotta be patient. So this is somebody who clearly is justifying Gervonta Davis not fighting Devin Haney. Now let's break down this comment right here, and I hope he's on this live to hear this. He says, the previous fight was at 130, so he went up 2 weight classes. I don't got box rec in front of me, but you know what I mean? Let's just say that is the truth, right? He fought at 140, conquered, and accomplished the goal. The end, right? Okay, he says he went up 2 weight classes to chase greatness and challenge himself. He fought at 140, conquered, and accomplished the goal. So if he's able to conquer at this weight class and accomplish the goal at this weight class, why is it so far fetched to believe that he could do something similar to Devin Haney? You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that I said has a strong chance of beating Devin Haney. I think stylistically he could beat Devin Haney. I think that he could really do some damage to Devin Haney. I think he possesses the skills necessary to defeat Devin Haney. That's what I believe. You feel what I'm saying? Another thing he says, Tank is going to fight Haney when he's ready. So obviously, based off of this statement, you personally don't believe that Gervonta Davis is ready for Devin Haney. So if you just listen to people, they'll reveal exactly what's on their conscience. You know what I'm saying? Because if he felt like Gervonta Davis was ready, he wouldn't be saying this statement right here. You don't call out Tank is going to fight Haney when he's ready. So that goes to show you that this man doesn't believe in Gervonta Davis and wants to avoid this Devin Haney fight at all costs. It's very apparent based off of the things that he is saying. As soon as he said that, I automatically knew what type time he was on and where he was really coming from. Because if you genuinely that confident that Gervonta Davis could beat this man, then you would just most likely you'll just say, yeah, let's make this fight happen. This is a fight that I want to see. Hood Rich 410 says, bro, you want to bet against Tank? Bet me. Did you not hear me just say that I believe Gervonta Davis can defeat Devin Haney? Like I literally just said this like 2 minutes ago. Bro. So with that being said, I don't know if you were listening at that time, but based off of what I said, why would I bet against Tank if I'm coming on the channel and saying that I believe he has what it takes to beat Devin Haney? Why would I bet against that man if I'm making it clear that I think that he could defeat Devin Haney? That really makes no sense at all. You know what I mean? So listening is fundamental. Reading and listening is very fundamental whenever you're having a conversation or a debate with somebody. You see what I'm saying? He said, y'all really believe Tank's scared of these little niggas and you from Philly right next door. Okay, what does that mean? I could be from Baltimore. I would say the same shit. So what is it that, what's your point? That because Philly's next door to Maryland, that I'm supposed to believe that Tank isn't scared? I don't understand your point. That's like, that don't really make sense to me. But regardless, he said we just got to be patient, as if like this just sounds like another term for let the fight marinate. And if you know Mazuma TV and how the way we get down over here, if you know how the mob or the nation get down, you already know that we do not fuck with fights marinating. So your perspective is not something that we genuinely interested in partaking in. We don't believe that philosophy that you're putting out there. You know what I'm saying? You don't call out the face of boxing, which is an opinion at the end of the day. That is not factual. There are plenty of people that are out here right now that could have a case for being the face of boxing for different reasons. You feel what I mean? There's some people that still believe Canelo's the face of boxing. Canelo even downplayed Tank like, oh yeah, like Tank doing this thing or whatever, but I'm still the face of boxing. And you ain't hear a word from Gervonta after Canelo said that thing. You know what I'm saying? Number one Packer Gamer says, another word for ducking. Exactly. Dev boxing IQ is all right. He has a lot of tendencies that other fighters have been caught doing against Tank. Yeah, like Devin Haney makes mistakes. There's no doubt about it. But there are some things within Devin Haney's arsenal that could give Gervonta some problems, which I believe his handlers see. I believe this is something that Gervonta Davis sees as well, and that's why they taking their time making the fight happen. And if Gervonta, like this is a fan right here, Million Films, that practically admitted that Tank is not ready for Devin Haney at this point in time. So he understands that Haney is a threat. Most likely he's a fan of Gervonta Davis, and he doesn't want to see his boy go out like that. You know what I mean? He obviously don't believe in his boy. If he really believed in his boy, he would never say Tank gonna fight Haney when he's ready. I don't think he would say that. If he believed he was ready right now, that wouldn't even be a logical statement to say. You feel what I'm saying? So that's interesting. It's interesting how people just reveal themselves just based off of the shit that they saying. Yo, this is like getting a little bit out of pocket. These text messages getting a little crazy over here. This is not something that I said, Hood Rich. This is something that one of his fans said in my comments. You know what I'm saying? Cosmic Creation says Devin will clap up while tweet. That's crazy. For those who don't know, that is Gervonta Davis's name that he chose when he converted to Islam. His name was like Abdul Wahid. He's calling him Wa Tweet. That's crazy. That's crazy. The way y'all be coming up with names be funny as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anonymous says, y'all act like Tank's a perfect fighter. He was down against Barrios, and even Rolly was hitting him with big shots. Those are both valid points. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather went up to Tank corner during the Barrios fight and was like, he's like, you down right now, man. I'm keeping it real with you. You down right now, man. And Gervonta Davis in his corner stressing. You know what I'm saying? That boy was stressing. He was like, damn, I got to make something happen. Floyd saying I'm losing. You see what I mean? Barrios is giving him work. And if you check one of my old interviews I did years ago, I said that if he sleeps on Barrios, it's going to be a long night for him. You feel what I'm saying? Even though I had Tank winning. Smash that like button. Yeah. We got 32 people in the building. I think that's the highest that it's been today. So hit the like button if you're enjoying the content, man. We just chopping it up about what's going on in boxing right now. You know what I mean? All opinions. You know what I mean? Ain't no need to get offended or anything of that nature. You know what I mean? Sharon Lamel says, stop that boy, though. Yeah, but that doesn't disregard what happened throughout the course of the fight. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've seen people get their ass whooped and then clip somebody with one shot and get the knockout. Like, of course you got the win, but how was the performance, though? You see what I'm saying? Okay, you won, but what fashion did you win in? Like, just because Gervonta knocked Mario Barrios out, that doesn't change the fact that he had a tough fight with Mario Barrios. You feel me? So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. You know what I mean? What you said was valid. That's the reality of the situation. But over here, we get into details too. I don't know where you be at, but we get into details too. He said Tank always lose rounds, and that's a terrible habit. That's a terrible habit because he might do that against somebody that he isn't able to knock out, that he's not able to hit clean, that he's not able to drop or hurt. You know what I mean? What if Tank's in a situation where he's in there with somebody who has actual boxing ability and is has good defense or maybe durable, might have a good chin. You see what I'm saying? Or may have power that may keep Tank respectful. If he's losing these rounds, who's to say that he will get the nod on the cards? That's his game. Take one to give one, but his one hurt. Okay. But Gervonta said himself that skills pay the bills, right? I've heard Tank say that on several occasions. He calls out these other fighters and be like, oh, you ain't got no skills. You just worried about power. Now we got somebody like Sharon, who apparently is a Gervonta Davis fan, is insinuating that skills don't really matter and it's all about his power at the end of the day. Yo, Clay, what up?
Man, salute my guy. What's going on today, man?
Ain't nothing, bro. We just ruffling some feathers, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing to it. You feel what I mean? We just
I'm
getting
assuming
into
that the topic is Tank then. I'm assuming the topic is Tank.
Of course, you see the title, my brother.
Yeah, man. So people think that all you need is power. Is that what I walked into?
No, it's just Sharon talking about like that Gervonta always loses rounds and things like that. You know what I mean? Fanon already killed this dude. Who you talking about? You ain't talking about me.
You talking about me. So I got into a passionate debate with Fanon yesterday on his channel. It was about an hour debate, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good, Shushu. You ain't gonna jump up in there and speak what you feel and be able to defend your square. Well, shout out to Fanon, man. You know what I'm saying? He hit me in the DM today.
What is it? Hold on. What is it y'all got into it about?
So we were talking about, actually we could bring it up, right? So we were talking about Saudi Arabia, and we were talking about Tank and Tank's team not even reaching out to find out what kind of opportunities are out there, and as to whether or not it made any sense for Tank's behalf. You know what I'm saying? We understand why Al Heyman and Leonard Ellaby and the rest of those guys wouldn't be interested in Tank speaking with those guys, but it would only benefit Tank to know what was out there for him, and if there was an opportunity out here for him to do legacy fight, because it's always been said that the reason Tank doesn't get into these legacy fights is because these legacy fighters don't bring anything to the table, right? They don't bring no money for him, and he's a money-driven fighter. He's a prize fighter. So Saudi Arabia brings in that element where he can fight legacy fights and get the money he wants. So the debate was that, because Fanon doesn't like.
What was Fanon's point of view?
His perspective is Tank doesn't have to do anything. It makes no sense. If Devin really wants to fight, Devin would come down to 135 and concede to the A side, A side, B side nonsense. You know what I'm saying? That we hear every single day.
I don't like, bro.
Hold on. Fanon said that, and then there was somebody in the chat that said that Fanon killed you.
Oh yeah. Well, why is he killing me? Right. First of all, we was on there for an hour. Bang is saying what he's saying because he's sheep, right? So he's on his platform, he's over talking you, right? And I still have my own. You guys can go catch the episode. It was the day before the episode. I dare y'all to say I got.
Yeah, that's a stupid ass take. Whoever said that shit, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why y'all backing up on stupid ass take.
Yeah, shoot. Hey, you guys go catch the episode and tell me how I got burned. I dare you to say I did.
That shit was whack. I get what?
Bro, I don't even gotta watch it. That nigga talking bullshit.
Yeah, like
I know. If I was on there, he wouldn't cook shit. I know
right.
for a fact he wouldn't cook shit.
Niggas giving me scholar.
Well, at the end of the day, what happens is he can hit the mute button. He throws you in the back room. He does stuff like that. He tries to throw you off your square a little bit. And look, Fanon's my guy. Like
this is his channel. It is
yeah,
what it is.
Exactly. I don't like that shit though. I don't like that shit though. Just let a nigga talk. If there's any, you feel me? I don't get that.
Yeah,
right. And then
but
don't worry. Hit him with the link. Hit him with the link, right? That's right. So you got these sheep that are up in there, and Shushu seems to be one of those sheep, right? Who's up in there cheering because he's getting them. So Shushu, Shushu, why don't you hit the link? Come up here and tell us what happened.
Hey, Mazuma, though, like this, what I was saying, bro, right? Like I was saying, like,
wait, what's your name again?
Like,
it don't show me.
This Hood Rich, bro.
Oh shit! What up?
Oh, Hood Rich, he be coming for me. Now he gonna come for me. Oh, I'm dead. Go ahead, Hood Rich.
No. I actually agree with y'all saying today, bro. Like, I want them to fight now, bro. Because if you later, that shit gonna happen just like Spence and Bud, bro. Excuses. It don't matter who win. Somebody gonna have an excuse, bro. You feel me?
That's a fact.
Shushu, put some money up right now, Shushu. Put some money up right now. I quit.
No, they're not gonna do that.
And do that right now.
Like, bro, like this shit so real. Me and Blue Blood bet 10K on the fight. You know, Blue Blood with Devin. You feel me? Like, bro, yes, bro. Like he know me in real life, bro. For real.
Ray Davis. Are you hearing this nonsense that this guy's saying in this chat?
Yep.
Bro, I didn't even watch.
Were you there for this?
Yo, Clay, let me tell you, I'm not. Yeah. I didn't watch the interview. I'm not gonna watch it because I already know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, just based off of him having that point of view, he talking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Bro, listen, there's no way that you could cook somebody saying stupid shit like that, saying that Gervonta Davis doesn't have to
hit that link up. Hit that thing that he just said right there. What Tszyu just said. Go ahead. Hit that right there. It says, "I'm not debating you is quitting, fam." Really? What is there to debate when it's such a clear topic? So if you see me saying I'm not debating you, what you hear me saying, is I'm not debating you.
So he rather
people don't bro.
rather you just keep running in circles. You know what I'm saying? Until like
agree to disagree.
Just stop. Sometimes
It's not even that, bro. People will hide behind the account, bro. And you feel me? Just come up here and speak the truth. You feel me? Like, don't try to back now. Come up here.
I don't even already be listening to niggas, bro. Like, anything who wants Devin and Gervonta to fight in 2056, like, I don't even want to hear your opinion.
Yep. Man, but my thing is that at the end of the day, Tank is getting older. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you want to say about him, I know he's still a young fighter in our eyes, but the man is getting older. Devin getting bigger. And so we need to see it now because there's a possibility we may not see it. And I don't want it to get to that opportunity where we don't have the chance to see the fight. Regardless of who getting paid what, I try to remove myself from that piece of the conversation because I don't really care. I just want to see them fight each other. I know I got to understand the business. I got all that. I just want to see the fight.
But look, though, right? I will bet somebody right now $1,000 that the fight happen this year or the early next year. I guarantee that.
Based off
Devin Tank?
Just know. Just know. That's why I'm trying to bet somebody. You feel me?
What are you basing this off of?
Hold on. You saying that it is gonna happen or it's not gonna happen?
It's gonna happen the middle of this year, his second fight, or early next year.
Devin and Tank.
You know Gervonta fighting 3 times this year?
Who said? How we know that?
I don't know that for sure because he ready to fight in March, and then
he not even gonna fight in March. I just seen something that was a source that I trust. The man just came out and said it's gonna be Thurman and Tszyu headlining the March 30th card. So Tank, he not even gonna be on that card. How we know? How we know how many times he's gonna fight?
Yo, one person at a time, yo. Who's saying
this dude right here? This Shushu Bang dude about to get put on timeout if you don't hit this link, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Yo, so what are you, Hood Rich? What you basing this off of? Like,
gym talk. Gym talk. Just know that's all I can say is gym talk, bro.
Gym talk. Okay.
That's all I can talk about. I see him once a week. I holler at him, and that's it.
Okay.
I ain't gonna hold you, talk, bro. When I'm saying at this current moment in time,
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Too. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They really want him now. Like, we really want him now, but he got knock some of that rust off, bro.
Not like Tank ain't even fighting in March, bro. He's not fighting in March.
How much do you want to bet, bro?
3 fights this year.
Hey, I got a buck on it. I'll put 100 on it.
No, you might be right though, because I did hear something though. You might be right.
I'm saying so. I don't have too many. I don't have too many. Hold on, real quick. I don't have really too many trusted sources, but I do have a 2 individuals that I really rock with.
Hold up. Who talking about Bill Haney?
I ain't saying nothing about Bill.
No, is he in the chat?
Bill in the chat. Shout out to Bill. True Bill.
Nah.
Shit, I hope he is, because I definitely gotta ask him something. I really hope he is. And he gonna damn sure remember.
Wait, Shushu Bill?
Hey, look, right? Y'all know they sparred 3 times instead of 2, right?
What?
Ain't no way. That's Bill Haney.
Oh shit.
Oh, yo, let's do it.
Yo, watch out. It might not be what you wanted to be.
Man. Yo, if come up I'm gonna need y'all to let that man talk though. I don't need no.
It's not Bill, bro. It's not Bill. It's not Bill.
We about to see. He said drop. He said they dropped the link.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Be prepared if he shows some AO. Don't nobody interview this man. Don't nobody cut this man off while he talking, bro. Let that man talk if this is who he really is. You know what I'm saying? Yo, make sure you got the black screen ready. That's all I'm gonna say. So for me, you get paid off this live. No, for real. Like, don't let that man speak his piece, because this is what we talking about. If it's him,
put the cover over all of us, so in case it's not.
Yeah, like I'm trying to tell you that if it's not him.
Because people when you live, they'll get up here, they'll do all type of wild shit.
Ask him to show his face before you enter the room.
I'm sure he will do it if it's really him. All right, got it.
Let's see.
We got it. All right, I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for him to get in on. But regardless,
no said that shit verified though. He said it's him.
Okay, well, we just gonna have to see what's up. But yo, if he actually on this live, that'd be pretty dope. That'd be pretty dope. But it says Claymore, you working overtime. Yeah, he definitely working for sure. I missed his live, unfortunately. I was out moving with my son and shit like that. But
I believe that would be all I want.
Yeah. We definitely got some things.
I ain't gonna lie. In the meantime, though, we keep it a buck. I really do not like Thurman versus Tszyu. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not jacking him.
What you called him? What?
Tszyu, whatever his name is.
Tszyu.
Tszyu, man. Tszyu.
Thurman, Tszyu. That's bad main events. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it's a surprise. Like it's like a surprise type John. But for real, I fuck with it.
Who you got?
Fuck with it. I think Tim gonna get him. I think Tim gonna get him. Thurman gonna give him some gas though for sure.
But Thurman gonna get stopped to the body. He's gonna get stopped to the body in that fight.
That's possible.
Seventh round.
I was watching him fight Brian Mendoza, bro. And Tszyu showed he showed that he was a couple notches above.
He showed you he that guy.
Yeah, Tszyu.
He definitely saw. He earned my respect.
And he gonna force you to fight in the pocket. And when he force you to fight in the pocket, he gonna dig to the body. And
I ain't gonna lie, I still stand by Jamel smoking him though.
I got a question, bro. Who do y'all got, Bud versus Tszyu? Cause they saying that's where he had.
I got Bud beating a dog.
I put a loan on Bud, nigga.
Bro, they saying Bud ready to fight Canelo his next fight, bro.
Fuck no.
Fact. This fact.
Yeah, that's definitely Bill.
What up, man?
Yo, mute yourselves. Let that man cook.
Hey, listen. No, shout out to you guys, man. You know, for pushing this boxing forward. You know, it's late, and the thing. I don't want to even click the thing on. You know, I got to get up in the morning. So I was kind of like just laying back and doing what I'd love to do, just boxing and seeing you guys kicking it. Your energy. Is impeccable. Y'all on point. Some brothers, and doing your thing. I watched Mazuma Nation. Is it Mazuma?
Mazuma TV, but I call like my subscribers the Nation. Yeah.
Hey man, bless you, brother. Man, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Whether you like what we're doing or you don't like what we're doing, I'm not sure. But
no, I'm backing y'all. Y'all, you see the title?
Okay, good, brother. You pushing boxing forward, so I respect it, and I want to come over here, stamp it, and approve it. You know what I mean? By us. You know what I'm saying? DHP, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on. That's crazy that you just you be around, bro. That's what's up, man.
Absolutely. Listen, and that's the thing is when you really pushing this thing, and you have platforms and you have brothers like yourself that are pushing boxing. You have fake narratives as if your voice and this platform isn't doesn't help and doesn't make a difference. You know, the way we eat and the way we live and how the sport, it predicates on channels like yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's big or small, man. I mean, it really helps the sport, So the thing that I can do best is not lay back in the chat and create narratives like promoters and managers of yesteryear. You know what I mean? If you really feel like that about your fighter and you standing on business, then you come and support. You know what I'm saying? And you answer some of these questions that some of the brothers have. You know what I mean? As long as they can understand that the passion that they have is the passion that I have. I'm gonna match the energy. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily need no referee about it. I'm just gonna match the energy, but I'm gonna definitely show up. And if the promoters and the managers feel like that they got the same thing, then they should do the same thing, I would think.
Facts.
It's a fact.
Hey, real quick, Bill, I gotta tell you, the way you pull up, man. I done been on a couple shows with you already, but the way you pull up, and like you just said, if you think your fighter is special, I think Devin's special. So I may be a little more on your side than most, but at the same time, the way you pull up and you do answer these critical questions, I got to ask you. We've seen Matias. He done came out here. He calling people all type of adjectives and all type of words and those type of things, and I ain't got no problem with it. Um, they said they were gonna call y'all back. What happened to that call? Did you receive a call? Have you received anything from that team?
No, that's the thing about it is you can have a lot of adjectives and you can have a lot of preservatives, you know what I mean? But if you ain't called the number and look to make the fight that you're trying to make in some way, shape, or form, I don't think that you know, that you can do that. You know what I'm saying? I hold back on the talking the adjectives and stuff like that, unless like we matching the energy. But if people want to make fights, man, it's easier to make fights than we're making it out to be. And it's easier to promote fights, and it's easier to get directly to the consumer, meaning the fans that are buying it with the product that they want. You know what I mean? It's not that complicated to me. And I don't want it to make it to be anything different. So it's misdescribed, to another father or another coach or another promoter that's coming behind us, man. And they're feeling like they can't make it happen because they're not going to be able to make the fights happen. Well, I mean, if you got that guy, they're gonna knock on your door. Trust and believe. They need you bad as a motherfucker. They need your record. My son is 31-0 with undisputed 2 division. Why wouldn't you need that as a dance partner if he wasn't him? You know what I mean? So, tell the guys, man, keep working, keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? Just like the channel. You know what I'm saying? Keep growing, man. You know what I mean? You covering this shit like grandma's blanket, man. I'm talking about that quilted, that knitted one. You know what I mean?
Yo, Bill, I want to ask you this real quick. I know you saying you about to, call it a night.
Yes, sir.
What I wanted to ask you is regarding Devin Haney and what's going on with this whole Saudi situation with Gervonta Davis. What do you think of Gervonta's response to the whole situation? Because as far as I'm concerned, Gervonta has made it clear that he don't care about belts. You know what I mean? He said that he said clearly that he don't care about the legacy. He care about the money at the end of the day. Being somebody like Turkey who, you know what I mean, got no problem paying people, and now he's talking about getting Ferrari sent to his house or whatever. What do you think about this whole situation? What is he mad at? What do you think he's mad at exactly with them?
I don't. That message is so cryptic. You know what I mean? And I think it's intentionally cryptic. You know what I mean? But like again, I say platforms like yourself that able to cover this shit, and I mean cover it, fast, and not let narratives get created and things get speculated. I think that His Excellency Turkey was extremely respectful. The way that he's now tried to unravel something that I think is chaos that's been woven by people that don't want to make these big fights happen, for whatever reasons. Whether they tell the truth and say that they're not ready for them, or they hope that they get bigger because they don't want to lose now when they could lose later for more money. You know what I mean? So, but His Excellency, that's man, that was a great move for boxing. And anyone that knows that in this sport that we try to hang on to, that's a niche sport that used to be the number one sport of the world, to have another player, big time player like His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh to come into the game, man, is a plus for it. You know what I mean? So I can't look at it. I can only look at the way that I look at it, and I say that there's no longer a reason on our side where there's not any money that's being put up. I think the narrative was that who was going to put up the money, and Devin is asking for a whole lot of money and all those other things. You remember that Leonard Ellerby was saying about Devin. Well, who's going to pay him? And you know what I mean? And him and Tank is the 2 most paid lightweights in the world and all those things. Well, His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh has now dispelled a rumor that fight couldn't happen. So it's all on them, dog. You know what I mean? Ain't no more way else to say it. That's why when I put in the chat, I said it's the Devin Haney era. And it's like I said, it's the new way of not only watching boxing, but covering boxing and alike. And for them, and I mean the other people in the other past era to say the belts don't matter, you don't have an era in which belts don't matter. Starting with Jack Johnson, who broke it up where didn't know blacks, no brothers couldn't be the heavyweight champion of the world, and he went over there to Australia, or ironically, and won the heavyweight championship of the world. So if we take the belts out and we let the narrative be created by who's the most favorite champ, well, the media then will control that narrative, and it might end up that we have a champ that doesn't look like us no longer. So we need some type of, organization, some type of belt. And fortunately for us, if you take a look at it, there are all organizations that have brown faces attached to them, whether it be the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, or the WBO. There's no European belt that's recognized as a belt, world belt, although the media is being controlled by someone that doesn't necessarily look like us per se. We got to be careful what we ask for. I think that it's, nothing is perfect. We have a product that has lasted for a long time. It's the Devin Haney era.
So okay, that's well said. And before you go, man, I just wanted to let you know that I respect what you did with that Bernard Hopkins situation. Like, me and him essentially from the same hood. I'm from North Philly, he from North Philly or whatever. But he's been somebody who's never really done anything for Philly. Like, I got my own boxing gym right in the neighborhood I grew up in. Me and my father owned Pivot Boxing Academy, and I could tell you from personal experience, you can ask all the top trainers in Philadelphia, Bernard Hopkins has never contributed to the sport of boxing, specifically in Philly. He's supposed to be like the greatest fighter to ever come out of Philadelphia. You see what I mean? So
can I ask you this then? Because I asked Gilly and Wallow, I said, well, was that the Philly push, or was that, what was that? You know what I mean? Was that the Philly slide off? Was it the Philly bump and roll? Or so being that so you don't even know what the fuck it was. It's not even a move that was attached to Philly, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all, bro. I don't know. I don't know what that was, bro. The push and then the walk off afterwards.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No. With all due respect, like I said, what's more, what that represents is, and the only thing that it represents, because Bernard is a hell of a fighter. His outside things, what he's done as a man, that'll speak for itself. Only Allah can judge us. But as far as what I represent, and unfortunately, I had to bump into Bernard, and the world had to see, as I just represent a dad that's behind his son, a manager that's behind his fighter, you know what I mean? A CEO that works for an independent company, that we have the best fighter in the world, and we're not attached to nobody. We bought free agency to boxing, right? And being a young black fighter and coming right from, right from a place where you said, you know what, Dad, I think that you learned from everything that you did, from going to prison, from being the shot, from all the stuff that I'm gonna let you take a stare. I'm gonna let your vision. I'm gonna get behind your vision, and through our combination, right? of father and son, I hope that it's an example for another father and son to come along in one of these sports. I mean, one of these cities, in boxing, one of these gyms, or, you know what I mean, inner cities, or, you know what I mean, whatever the situation can be. You know what I mean? It can be a kid that has never been in trouble and never went to jail. But guess what? Devin's legendary for the amount of ass whipping he didn't put down. You dig? So one of them gang banging, toting, you know what I'm saying, little niggas, badass, will get beat up by a guy that's listening to his father and that's on point. You know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of things and a lot of narratives that we wanted to dispel versus just going to go run and get the money and hiding up under necessarily a celebrity promoter or a celebrity outfit, you know. So it's we got a lot of work to do. He's 25, so it's some work to get to the Mount Rushmore of boxing. You know what I mean? Of course, I said I can be talking to you all night because he hired the right man for the job, King. So if you got any questions, though, you dig? I don't want to come and just drop nothing on you guys, and then you guys say, you know, well, Bill, he came on, and he just talked and he left. So let me let you just, you know, have me for a few minutes and then I go, bro. It's all good.
Well,
can I tap in one question? Question?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask the last one. Go ahead.
For sure. Just one simple one. Salute, Bill. You know what I'm saying? You're doing the work out here. And I was interested in your opinion on the wild card that it seems that Saudi Arabia is bringing to the table. And let me be more focusing on the question to say that it seems as if before Saudi Arabia that you guys were having a difficult time getting those. It seemed like you had a difficult time staying loyal to legacy and becoming a great fighter, because I can see that's what you guys are committed to doing, and that's the path that you're on. But also at the same time, it seems like you kind of had to entertain fighters who weren't about legacy. And I won't mention the other fighter's name that we're talking about, but we know who we're talking about, people who don't respect championships, who every time you try to get a fight with them, they want to bring up A side, B side, and everything has to be on their side. No more fair fights in boxing, right? But now with Saudi Arabia involved in it, do you guys think that gives you an easier way to stay on legacy and still get the money that you guys are trying to get? I know you guys are getting money, by the way, but I'm just talking about trying to get those big fights, those pay-per-view sales. It seems like the pressure's been alleviated a little bit with Saudi Arabia, and you can get back to the actual business of boxing, if that makes any sense.
Oh, no, absolutely, King. You're saying it right. And, you know, thank you for your question and your statement, because it's one and the same. Saudi Arabia brings it gives us an opportunity to say that, you know, it can happen. The legacy fights, the big fights, those fights can happen. And if they're not ready to happen, it's not because it's Devin Haney. So Devin Haney then becomes the gold standard, right? Because, you know, and that's what we want to be. We want to be able to, well, we're not going to chase nobody if you don't want to fight. If you're not who you are, then let's move on to that next person, who they are. You know what I mean? That's what that is. And of course, you have the entertainment aspect, because you have people that are screaming for, you know, other kind of shows and bring other kind of fans, and you know, so it's a tug of war, brother, if I may say that. You know, with Devin pioneering it, that, you know, you want to bring that, you want to bring legacy, you want to bring entertainment, you know. So just listening to you guys, and it's the bullseye that you put on the back of the fighter that gives us, you know, our next opponent, because for us, Devin beats them all.
So real quick, Bill, and I agree with you. I think Devin beat all these guys, in my opinion. I would say, if you move up to 47, stay away from Boots in the first few fights. Stay away from him. But then I think you could get acclimated, and then it'll be a good fight. At the same time, I want to ask you though. We've seen how Ryan Garcia. Shout out to my brother. He didn't want to call no names. I'm going to call the names. How Ryan Garcia has pulled out duck fights. We see Abdul Wahid, aka Tank. Shout out to the brother. We've seen how it's not looking like he's trying to make the fight. We're hearing Sandor Martin is going to be the next fight. Can you speak on what y'all looking for as far as the next fights go for Devin?
I mean, we don't want you to stop putting the bullseye on their back. You know what I mean? We're gonna give the people the fights. Obviously, you have fight.
Real quick, Bill, I want to say we hear Teofimo Lopez asking for $20 million as well. So I want to make sure we want to call the names over here. Respectfully, I say that respectfully.
Well, you have that. Then you also have Adrian Broner, who has Devin over. He has Devin on his page. I want to say that you don't have Teofimo Lopez raising his hand. You don't have Ryan Garcia raising his hand. You don't have Tank Davis raising a hand. But you have Adrian Broner raising his hand. And then I say, okay, while I take very, very serious anybody that raises their hand and say what they're going to do to my son. You feel me? Now, when I say, okay, well, how serious do I take it? I said, well, ain't nobody ever stopped AB, and ain't nobody ever. The last person that beat AB was Manny Pacquiao. So then I said, okay, well, if he's that sweet, then who calling for him? Because if they calling for AB, I'm gonna pull up on them. You know what I'm saying? Right? The name, whoever you say that's pulling up on AB, giving them primes, or whoever that you say that's pulling up on Terrence Crawford or any of that shit, that's our next opponent, right? But who is? Who done pulled up on AB?
Ain't nobody really pulled up on AB right now.
So, because that's what AB, when I talk shit about him, when I say what AB ain't, AB say, that's what AB said is, nigga, what? I ain't never ran from nobody. You tripping, nigga, who? Woo, and all the shit, right? So,
hey, AB said he the biggest. AB said he the biggest fight. You know what I'm saying? That for Ryan and Devin that can be made right now for them.
Well, Ryan backed out of the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we know what Ryan gonna do. We know what he's gonna do.
Ryan can lose to. Ryan can fuck around and end up, losing to fucking AB. He can fucking lose to Rolly. He can lose to, you know what I mean? It's a chance, but then it's a chance he can win too. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So with Dev, we look like we favored. If do y'all play spades?
I love spades.
Okay, so it's like when a nigga the first, the way they bid, it's look like we got a Boston. You feel me? But you got to play the hand. You know what I mean? You got to play it though. And that's
you got to play to win.
Yeah, and it's anything else. If you get those guys, whether it be AB, whether it be Regis, whether it's Lomachenko, it's you still gotta go do it. And that's the thing about being a young fighter. You got to get in there and do it. And you got to get to a point where you understand you running through these champions, and the Mount Rushmore boxing doesn't mean you end up with not having faculties. Floyd also said that being there is being able to still have your faculties. So being able to fight. And I said, okay, well, you guys picked the style. You put the bullseye on the guy back. I don't care if he punch hard, whatever. You pick that guy, and Devin gonna get in there and make the adjustment. You hear me?
Right. Hey, last question, Bill, from me. Then I apologize for being long-winded. Okay. Man, with Devin being on the trajectory that he's on, you know what I'm saying? Also understanding that because he's such a dangerous fighter, it's going to be so much more difficult to get fights because regardless of people what people want to say about him being pillow-fisted, chinny, whatever they want to say, they don't want to fight him. That's what it seems like.
Let me tell you this. Don't let them tell you that, dog. Keep doing what you're doing and see the stars in your house and not in the sky and not on television. You know what I'm saying? I got the baddest dude, you know what I'm saying, in boxing. The world got the opponents for me. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I got the shit they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about. Hey, do that. Shout out to you, Bill. Shout out to you, my brother.
King, they got the opponents, my nigga. What are we saying here?
Hey, Bill.
Yo, Bill gotta be like top 3 best trash talkers in the last
game, Bill.
decade.
Salute to you, Bill.
Salute, King.
I'm wearing the hat. Look, I'm repping you too.
That's
You know
it.
what I mean? Shout out.
Yes, sir.
But let me just say one thing, man. I represent you on almost every channel I go on in defense, and not because I have to defend, because I know the fact and I bring everything to the tables when I talk about you guys. I noticed that the hate comes from the fact that people are fanboys and fans of fighters, and they can't stand the things that go what you guys are building. I get everything you said about, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, about the Floyd era is over. No disrespect to Floyd Mayweather, he's a great, but you're saying like I'm a throwback fight fan. I get you're saying like, you listen, we fought for belts, and with the belts came fame. And I just want to make sure that we clarify that, because a lot of people are just trying to misstate this narrative, and it just creates hate in the field. Can you just do that for me?
Okay, yeah. Well, the belts signify the best. You know, and you know, although they be political, right? There's still one thing that we can politic for. There's one, you know what I mean? It's no difference than in 1955, you know, Brown versus the Board of Education. What it's to get into schools, to get in, to become a champion, right? To get into sanctioning bodies, right? I spoke to Mauricio Suleiman in great length about this and what they attempt to do, right? And the opportunities that they do for us as, you know, as brothers, whether and also the IBF. We need those things. Once we can establish who the champion is, well, then now we can establish why he's on television and what the people should come out to see. Now, if you take all these things away from us, then you've taken everything that we fought so many years to get, right? And I think, you know, all through the 60s and 70s and now here in 2024, we're going to throw that away and say the belts don't matter because we have a cash cow. What does a cash cow represent for everything and all the other black champions that have worked to get in their positions, to become coaches and become, you know, to have other black fighters to become champions? And I'm sure for Brown and Brown as well. You know what I mean? Because the only person that could really make a champion and a true cash cow without nothing in media has been did. And it's yeah.
That part.
Yo, shout out to the boy Maldo Plugs with the $2 super chat. He says Bill Haney. He said Bill Haney, love from Mexico. Devin is raza.
Hey, absolutely, man, and we appreciate.
That was hilarious when you was going around asking all the Mexicans if Ryan was raza, and they was all like, nah. That shit
because
was
because that's what they conveniently people try to act like what we didn't do. I mean, Tijuana gave us our start. You know what I'm saying? Like Mexico is where we started at. You know, Devin was 17. He couldn't go to the Olympics. Well, he was 16 and he wasn't. They weren't going to let him go on a 17 and 18-year-old team because he was 16, but he had already won 17 and 18 youths and had won the worlds, had went to the Dominican Republic and won the gold. So it was so disappointing, but his birthday is November the 17th. So just like with any school for any kid, you know, they would have to start late and they have to compete with the older kids. But it ended up working out to our advantage that you know, we went to Mexico and developed a pro style. You know, Mexico gave us all the they gave us the cojones that we needed. You know what I mean? We already had it, but it gave us the balls of steel to go down there, and they root against us during the fight, but show us so much love after. You know, take care of us. You know, get us in and out of the country and stuff like that. Man, I can't say enough about Mexico, and I'm screaming it to the top of my lungs, man.
Okay.
Can go ahead? No, do your thing, Mark.
Yeah, I was gonna I actually seen Devin Haney. He fought a couple times in Philadelphia.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, man. You know what? That's
I was at both of them. I was at the one where he fought Mason Menard. He came out with E40.
Man,
I remember
you
I
already
was in the
know
crowd
it,
for
man.
that.
You got love. That's why I said I got so much love in Philly that I didn't know how to react to Bernard when he, because y'all never taught me the Philly counter push. You did. That was the
And
Philly counter shuffle to the. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know about the
Yeah.
Philly shell. I just didn't know about the Philly slide. You did.
That's hilarious. No, there was y'all also fought on a hard hitting card like
Yeah.
way
That's
back. I
Eric.
actually had a fighter on the same card as y'all. So
Man, shout out Manny, man, out there in Philly, man. You know what I'm saying? Manny
Rivera,
with hard hitting promotions. You know what I mean? Man, I can't say enough about Philly. We fought there twice, and that arena. What's the arena? 2,300, right?
2,300 arena, yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. That's you. Did we? Hey, listen. They be talking. Did we not pay our dues though, family? You know what I'm saying? We didn't put in that work, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. So, Clay, you got one more question because I want to wrap mine. I want my question to be the last one. You got one, Clay?
For sure. So I wanted to know, like, as somebody, we hear a lot of rumors about, we see whatever the social media shows us as far as, what it takes to coordinate a fight with, I'm just going to say him, with Gervonta Tank Davis, right? So there's one, we witnessed that you guys send an offer, right? You coordinate for an offer to be sent to him. And then we hear a response from people that represent him saying that you guys aren't the ones who are supposed to send offers, right? And then in return, he sends nothing, right? He sends nothing. And he puts a message out saying that the person who you're supposed to be reaching out to, you know who it is. And I even saw you on another boxing platform where they even gave you the person, supposedly Al Heyman, right? At this point, being that you're owner of your own promotional company, you and Devin Haney are independent, are like the poster boy for what independence looks like in boxing. Are you guys at this point today presently aware of who you're supposed to be getting in contact with, and as to whether or not Gervonta is an owner of his own company, or is he under a promotional company that he has to go through? Like, what are the limitations that you're aware of that Gervonta has as far as coordinating a fight with him at this point?
I think, I don't think my pay grade was enough to, reach out and find the great Al Heyman. You dig what I'm saying? So when I reached out and I talked about the 20 million and stuff like that, it wasn't enough. So I think that with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, to then reach out formally on a platform that he did, with the message. So it's been said, you guys didn't caught it, everybody didn't caught it. Devin's name is in the hat, you know what I mean, both here in the United States, over in the UAE as well. So it's nothing more that we can do. And that's what represents the Devin Haney era, is being able to, like I say, pull up and make those fights. You put the bullseye on their back, we're gonna go get them. And if they real, then it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But he's a little guy that's been pushing his weight around. He said that he fought heavyweights. He said that he didn't stop people, knock people down, did all the stuff. You know what I mean? But they're gonna put that jab on his ass and wear his little ass out. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, he ain't gonna be able to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna jump up in the air like Mighty Mouse and get knocked down. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, you did. So, yeah. Period.
I'm gonna clip that part out right there. That's funny as hell. No, but all right, man. This is gonna be the last question for you, and I'll let you go about your night. I appreciate you coming on. By the way, that was definitely unexpected, but I'm very appreciative, and I hope I can have you on in the future. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, King.
Absolutely. So, what I wanted to speak on is, I feel like what I hear a lot in the boxing world, I came up as a boxer. Like, a short story about me, I came up boxing, I developed a chronic illness. Unfortunately, I had to give up boxing, but I transitioned into training and managing pro fighters, right? I came up with my dad being my head trainer. He was a fighter as well, and the list just goes on and on and on. So I understand the dynamic that you and Devin Haney have. And I've heard throughout the course of my life that father and son trainers like that doesn't work. But you're one of plenty of examples that disprove that, right?
Yes,
and what I respected a lot with that situation with Bernard, I heard you saying, I take a walk with you anywhere in regards to my son. You said something along those lines, like, I'll take it there with you over my son. I got the best fighter in the world. You know what I mean? You kept saying
we can go to hell or jail.
Yeah, exactly. Over your son. And I respect that a lot. And me being a new father, I got a 7-month-old. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to ask you is like I'm not gonna say like advice, but like,
well, I'm gonna tell you one thing is go with what God has given you, and that's what the question that you ask, which is so heavy on your heart, like every other man. And you know what I said is that God gives us the strength that Bernard Hopkins becomes a low man when it comes to defending your son. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It's something that I say that God gives you. He gives you an aptitude and a roadmap that you end up being the manager of the year about your son, my dude. You know what I'm saying? Because you end up working an hour. It's 10 o'clock at night. And you know what I mean? You're on the podcast because you're working about your son. And your son gets a chance to feel it and say, you know what? Nobody is going hard as my daddy. You know what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? So whether it be 7 months, right? You know that next step. And whether it be then 7 years old, you know that next step. You might not know what 17 is, but you don't need to know what 17. You just need to know that next step. And with us, that's why I told you, as I said, we got a bunch of opponents, man. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't need to know what 10 years look from now. I need to know what that next pay-per-view is going to be. You know what I mean? Alhamdulillah, that we continue to get blessed. And you know what I mean? The Devin Haney era is now. That's all I can say.
Okay, cool. Anything else, y'all? Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask a question because everybody's asking it. So let's put it out there. As far as the business of Teofimo and Devin Haney is concerned at this point, what does that look like? What's the future of that look like? Is there interest in that?
Tszyu is so moving awful slow. Tszyu might be a no-go because he keep talking about Crawford. I mean, man, if you really was talking about Devin and you want that smoke, wouldn't you be inviting us to the fight and not talking about Terrence Crawford because he's talking about somebody else? Right. Man, Devin will slap Teofimo around like a rag doll. His daddy, you know what I mean? He didn't switch liquor stores. You know what I mean? I heard that he's down at the other spot. I'm going to be, the next episode is going to be finding Teofimo Sr. You dig?
No.
Because he's been moonlighting. I don't know if he's been, I think he's been I think he missed a couple training camps. Because the last time when I seen him over there at the show right before Bernard, he got to yelling 20 million. You know what I mean? So,
right.
And not to say what it is or what it ain't going to be. You know, I just say that if you said that I missed a meeting, which I didn't miss, you said that something happened that didn't happen. We're talking about now the present, man. You know what I mean? Devin went to pay-per-view. He is a pay-per-view fighter. You know what I mean? Ain't no going back the other direction. When I told him that certain fighters need certain development, it's been 6 weeks and they still talking about Devin, right? Just like the other guys. It's like they talk about Tank, or they talk about Ryan Garcia. I mean, so when we talk about they need to fight. We don't need no more development. Right. You know what I'm saying? We need to fight, and we need to make these big fights happen now. And that's why I said the Devin Haney era is now. It's not where if the other fighters want to step up and fight for it, then step up and fight for it. But if you still need development, you still need to fight this kind of fighter and that kind of fighter, whether it be a fighter that's slow to the foot, or whether it be a fighter that's, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. A development fighter, right?
Yes, sir.
Or you're able to fight anybody. And being the face of boxing means you're able to fight anybody and give the people the fights that they want to see. So that's what that represents. And it's not It's not about picking.
Right. Bill, one last question for me. I'm going to be done because I don't want to keep you either. So with the way boxing is changing and going from the cable networks and other structures of that going into streaming, do you see that also taking over maybe for pay-per-view so you guys can actually get paid what you're supposed to get paid, especially through the subscriptions of these networks? Because I think it's a good thing for sports starting to be streamed now and going to these networks.
Yes, sir.
Because I think you guys are actually going to get the revenue that you guys deserve.
Absolutely.
Can you touch on that?
No, absolutely. You touching on it, you hitting on it, and tell the people, now listen, but you hitting them with some heavy shit while everybody is talking about boxing is dying and all that other stuff. You know what time it is. You telling them right there. And that's why I said the Devin Haney era, when we started watching boxing and it's on an app. When you started covering boxing and seeing YouTube, Devin was birthed and his career was birthed on YouTube. That's how everybody got a chance to see him. You see now Camaro Mouton sparring, but who was that? That was Devin Haney sparring before that. You know what I mean? You know, when you talk about streaming and you talk about real Devin Haney TV, right? Episodes and stuff like that. Well, you can't say 24/7 with Floyd because that was on Showtime. You know what I mean? HBO. And when you talk about everybody else, when Devin came out with DAZN, they say, "Oh, you're gonna disappear. You're on the app." Remember that? Man, Devin, when he on the app, he ain't nobody gonna know for him. I said, "No, that's the new way. That's the new way. Streaming is what's happening. You dig?"
Right.
Matter of fact, in the morning, I'll be streaming. You know what I mean? The Haneys. Yeah, 8 a.m. Yeah, watch us. We're gonna wake up and show the world what it means. No, see my brother. See how good that sounds.
Yeah,
that's something that we can do. That's what as Black families and monetize what's the biggest and the best thing is showing them and showing others Black excellence.
And they say everything but let's fight, right?
Right. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay. But yeah, streaming the content. So my brother, you're 100% right. Boxing, continue what you guys doing because we need you. King, your platform is gonna go up. Tell them snap it. Listen, now give it to me straight. Mazuma.
Yeah.
All right. Well, catch us on Mazuma TV. You got it live. Devin the Dream Haney, undisputed, two division champ. You heard it, man. You did. Now you can go ahead and catch that and loop that, man. You know what I mean? It's all good. Appreciate you, King.
Thank you, Bill.
Salute, Bill. Salute.
Hey, salute. Peace.
Damn, YSM, you came on too damn late.
Yo, my bad. Yo, I was asleep. Yo, hey, B, you on here?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mark, you remember the conversation that we had 2 nights ago?
Yeah, I just seen it get announced, bro.
Right? That's crazy.
Y'all motherfuckers on the money. And for those of y'all, I mean,
to Brandon.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon for that info, man. That shit was definitely on the money. For those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, ESPN Ringside, along with Michael Coppinger, had just posted about an hour ago that Tszyu versus Keith Thurman is finalized for March 30th out in Las Vegas, man. Tszyu will defend his junior middleweight title versus Keith Thurman, and that's pretty much what it is. So it seems like that's going to be the debut card that's going to be on Prime, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a fight that totally caught me off guard when I first heard about it, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But at the same time, it's a fight that excites me, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you because Keith Thurman has been somebody on the record that has said several times that he really didn't want to leave 147 pounds. I remember them asking him clearly about it. And he said that he'll do it, like it feels like for a title or something along that lines, but he feels like he's a true welterweight, and that's exactly where he wanted to stay. Well, I guess he got what he was looking for because it's going to be for the WBO. Wait, is it going to be the WBO?
WBO. Yeah.
It's going to be for the WBO world title at junior middleweight, man. So I guess Keith Thurman got that title shot that he was looking for. He was unsuccessful in attempting to get it against Errol Spence, unfortunately. Well, it depends on who you're talking to. It might be fortunately, but He got what he looking for, man. And I think it's a great fight. There's people that's not looking forward to it. But me personally, I want to see what One Time could do, man. I mean, he hasn't been in the ring for 25 months from what I'm seeing right here. So that's 2 years and some change. And he's going up against an active, confident fighter with a lot of momentum on his side right now with Tszyu. Tszyu is hella confident after that fight with Brian Mendoza, man. You can see it. You know what I mean? He's been on a hell of a road. They've been keeping him active out there. And I think this is an uphill battle for Keith Thurman, but Keith Thurman is an elite level fighter. He's a former unified world champion. And he may be able to rise to the occasion because he's been under them bright lights before. So I'm going to ask everybody on here right now. I'm going to start with Clay. No, as a matter of fact, I'm going to start with Brandon because you're the one who actually told me this information. What do you think about this fight, man?
Honestly, I kind of didn't really think about it. I was like, it sounded weird when they told me. I'm like, Thurman, because they were saying Tszyu and Crawford, Tszyu and this dude and this guy. So when they said Thurman, I'm like, okay. And I kind of didn't want to believe it, but the guy that told me, he's never been wrong. So I'm like, well, shit, you know what I mean? And then now look what happens if they announce this. You got to favor Tszyu. But, I mean, Thurman's last fight was the Barrios fight. He looked real good in that fight, but now he's going up a whole different weight class. So, I mean, I see Thurman's going to try to box him, and then I just see Tszyu just being the aggressor coming forward. So, it should be a good fight, but, I mean, I think Tszyu will win a decision, like 116, 112, something like that.
8-4, okay. What you think, Jamil?
Well, first I'm going to say that's a can't-miss card. You don't want to miss that card. Once they announce everybody that's fighting on that card, you don't want to miss that. Right? You don't want to miss that card. I don't know how to feel about it because when Brandon told me, this is about a week ago, and immediately I'm like, yo, well, if you notice now that they're putting out that him and Erickson Lubin, the negotiations failed. And I'm like, yo, that's a PR move. Because nobody was checking for Thurman. Right? Yeah. Thurman's been inactive. He's the naturally smaller man. But if I put out everybody, is ducking me, quotation marks, or everybody's pricing themselves out. If I fight Thurman, then y'all not mad because it's a name. This is going to answer two questions. First, how much does Keith Thurman have left in the tank as far as legs go? And can Tszyu cut off the ring? Because Tszyu's just been in there with a bunch of guys that'll be available. I mean, Tony Harrison was a guy who moved a little bit, but he was 35 when Tszyu got him in the ring. And he was done. He was done. He was done. He was done. So this is tailor-made for Tszyu to look good, but also for Tszyu to get that marquee name and or to show that Thurman is still an elite level fighter. It's funny that Tszyu got this fight, but when it came to somebody else, they couldn't get the fight.
Oh, who is that somebody else you're referring to, Jamil? Would you like to share that?
Boots. But that go to show people, right? In my mind, I don't think fighters are afraid of other fighters. I believe it always comes down to money. Right? There's a price tag on each fight a fighter wants to take based on risk, right? Skill set. And I feel like this is one of those situations. He's looking at Tszyu as a plain hoagie. But maybe, just maybe, that hoagie might got premium bread and meat. I don't know.
That's crazy. Premium meat. That's crazy.
Pause. Yeah, that is crazy.
I'm about to say, y'all always get me. Y'all always get me, Mark. You was going to let that slide. You didn't even say that. Y'all always get me, bro.
No.
Okay, look. So,
I was surprised. I'm going to say this real quick before I let y'all get on. I thought the fight was going to be in Australia. That's what I thought. So I was kind of surprised when I seen that it was in Vegas, but at the same time, it's PBC. So, yeah, it makes sense. But,
hey, you could expect to see more than likely Elijah Garcia on that card, and then for sure Carmel's going to be on that card.
Ooh, hopefully he's not a swing boat.
No, Elijah will be on the pay-per-view portion, and then Carmel's gonna do that. He's gonna be that swing belt that the after the main event type shit.
Oh, man, I'm not a fan of swing belts, man.
They're gonna do that for a little bit with him though.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I think really it's just because Floyd don't want to be there all night. Floyd just want to show up late and then leave late. I think that's why they do it.
That makes sense. But well, you said I like Elijah Garcia, man. I like what they're doing with that kid. I think he's the real deal at 160, man. I think that he's gonna be gonna be doing a lot of damage in the middleweight division for sure. I like the recognition that he's getting. I like the fact that they're keeping him active, and they put him in there with some solid guys that he can actually learn from. So he's gonna be a problem, man, for sure. That kid is beyond his years, in my opinion. I think he's gonna be all right. Sure. But let's see. Ray, tell me what you think about Tszyu.
Man, this is actually funny because I was actually what VSM exactly said is this guy told him he's not a gatekeeper. He's not going to fight Boots. Basically, they offered him this fight twice now, and he actually jumped up to 154 to make a fight with another champion, which is great. Listen, I'm all for that. The problem I have with this fight is it going to be pay-per-view? Because I'm trying to read the status now. I didn't see.
Yo, bro.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is.
That card. That card is so loaded.
Let me ask
I'm telling you, that card is so loaded that you ain't even gonna have a problem.
So all right. So the reason why I'm asking because Tszyu, I don't think he headlined a pay-per-view fight yet. And I know that Amazon's trying to definitely get on the board quickly, which would be great. So I mean, I hope it is. But are we going to just keep having these fights that are not pay-per-view worthy? Because you guys say it is. I don't know about the card yet. You know what I mean? Like, all I know is that Thurman's a household name. Tszyu is a great name and a champion currently, right? But at the end of the day, are we going to see these guys on that platform? Because you're now talking about putting extra dollars into the arena that they were complaining about, which I just want to see PBC get back into the business. So now going to this fight, I actually like Tszyu in the case of the fight. I think he has I think his power is going to outlast, and I think Thurman lost a step or two. He showed with Barrios to me. I think he gets cut off, and I think that Tszyu actually hits him with a shot that's going to drop him, in my opinion. I'll go from there.
All right, Clay, what you think, Clay?
Well, first of all, you're blessed, man. Bill came up on your platform middle of the night. I thought it worked out really well. It's going to be a good look. I hope you do loop those little plugs that he gave you. I think that's great promotion for you. Well, you're a blessed man, bro, and you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? You really deserve it. So
I appreciate that. And I seen the text message you sent me, but he answered it. He answered the question towards the end. He said 2-time undisputed. So he answered your question right there. So I didn't bother to ask it. You see what I'm saying?
No, I noticed he answered. I was bobbing my head when he said it, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I want to put some light on that, man, because that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of respect, a lot of respect you deserve. You know what I mean? Great questions. I think the panel handled it well. I do think one of the guys was being a little, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all good though.
You could tell he was starstruck or something.
Yeah, you gotta let the host, you know what I mean? You gotta be conscious of that. But it is what it is. As far as this fight is concerned, yeah, man, I think it's a good fight. I think Tszyu needs the signature, the signature fight on his resume. I think this is an opportunity for him to have it. I mean, Keith Thurman is a little bit, you know, we don't know who he's gonna be. This is at 154. I would have figured he would have been more interested on, but I mean, I know he's trying to get money right now, but I am kind of shocked that he didn't acclimate himself a little bit to the division before he went after one of the hardest hitters. But I guess, you know, go hard or go home. We're going to find out if Keith is done or if he's having his second win in boxing. I am also calling for Tszyu to win the fight. I can see him cutting the ring off. I can see, but at the same, you know, it's just like it depends on what Keith Thurman thinks he is. If he thinks he's still one time, I think he can get stopped pretty quickly. If he's conscious of who he is right now. If he's conscious of who he is right now, this could be a 12-round fight that I can see Keith Thurman winning this fight. You know what I'm saying? If he's adjusted and being honest with himself of who he really is, because I think he's got the footwork. I think he's got the ability to stay elusive, and make Tim Tszyu have to find him, and maybe even walk Tim Tszyu and have some shining moments in the fight. But I'm still favoring Tim Tszyu to win the fight. Shout out to PBC for it looks like they're getting the card together. I was a little nervous for them, being that still kind of late, but still a good thing. Let's see what happened. Actually, did PBC make the announcement, or is it just Mike Coppinger like giving some inside news on what he's finding out?
Mike Coppinger is giving news that's like a week and 2 weeks.
Right. So we're still in the air, I guess, a little bit, right? Like a little bit. We'll see what PBC does.
Things change, so you know what I mean.
Say that again.
Right. I didn't hear what he said.
I was saying things change in boxing.
Things change in boxing.
Yeah, so you never know. No, I mean, it should be Tim Tszyu and Thurman, but I'm saying like the rest of the card, who knows? Like the Pitbull and Rolly. What about that? Because that was supposed to be on the same card as Tim Tszyu and fucking Thurman.
Mm-hmm. Somebody in the comments said Lara fighting on the card also.
I could see that.
Okay.
Lara and Dandy got a situation because my man Mike Zarafa, he petitioned the WBA and it was granted. So he been waiting around for a while. So maybe Al got to get out his checkbook.
Yeah, he might have to pay that little step aside. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was looking like. So it seems like everybody on here is picking Tim Tszyu to win.
Yeah, I am picking Tim.
Man, I'm picking Keith Thurman.
This
fight is whack.
It shows something. It shows
I'm really
something
not
about,
feeling this fight at all. But I need to see the rest of the card. I got to see the rest of the card. I ain't gonna lie, to open it up, I'm not feeling this. I kind of wanted to see Tim get in there with some. I ain't gonna lie, shit. Bud, Boots, Mel. I was hoping for that. I ain't gonna. Nigga wasn't even thinking about Keith Thurman. I ain't gonna lie, but for me, it is what it is. I need to see that card, or I don't know. This shit is up in the air, but I got Thurman on the upset though.
I'm gonna take their word for it. If they saying this card loaded, it's obviously because they know something we don't. You know what I mean? I don't think they're gonna sit here and check. They told me a few days ago that this fight was already locked in. So they on the money with what they talking about.
Do we see Pitbull and Rolly on this card? That's what I wanted. I think that'd be a nice co-main.
I believe so, man.
Yeah, that's what.
That's funny fights too.
Right.
That's a hell of a fucking fight right there. I feel like that's a main event in itself, for real.
Mm-hmm.
But
you don't think Thurman's getting lined up? I think Thurman's getting lined up. I think this fight is to make Tszyu look good to where they could build towards Tszyu and Crawford.
I'm really like, yo, where did you pull Thurman out? Like, where did Thurman come from in this? I'm like, and especially 54 becoming the let's not even act super. Like, 54 becoming the hottest division in boxing. If we really think about it, with all the niggas moving
40 and 54.
140, 140, then 154.
Yeah, 40 the hottest, but 54 looking crazy.
54 always been like a fucking war zone though.
Mm-hmm.
It's just starting to get the names now.
Yeah. 54 always had smoke. Always. As far
I think the fight makes sense though with Keith Thurman a little bit. I think that it makes sense for Tim Tszyu. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some good money for him. He gets to come over here and be in the States and do some work. Stay busy, get them rounds, especially if Terrence Crawford is in the conversation. It's most important that Tim Tszyu get working and get rounds under his belt. I think it makes complete sense, and I think Keith Thurman's a big enough.
Are we gonna keep it a bean? Are we gonna keep it a bean about Tim Tszyu?
About as far as what
all right, so. Everybody has these standards for the guys that they consider next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tim Tszyu flies under that radar. Nobody says a word, right?
Right.
So, Brandon, like people in people's minds, oh yeah, Tim Tszyu, yeah. Oh, he already proved himself. But the reality is his resume is a house of cards. And I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying that we scrutinize other fighters. We go through their shit with a fine-tooth comb, but when it comes to guys like Tszyu that we didn't have expectations for, anything that they do we celebrate. Tszyu, his best win is Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison been stopped 3 times.
Right.
35 years
100%.
old. Right? Terrell Goucher had been beat twice. Brian Mendoza had been beat twice. Carlos Ocampo had been stopped in the first round by Earl Spence, beat by Sebastian Fundora.
Right.
And
I think
then we got Keith Thurman,
a
40.
I can't lie.
Yeah, but Keith Thurman is a career 47, coming off of 2 2-year layoffs.
Right.
Moving up. He's a name,
Yeah, man.
but it fits that mold.
Right. I think that Tszyu gets respect for staying real busy. I think, but I 100% agree with you that he's not been proven. He hasn't gotten a fight to prove who he is. But I think him staying busy is very important. That's why I said it makes sense for Tszyu, especially if he has Terrence Crawford on the horizon. He's taking what some people might consider a risk, and he chased Jermell around for a little while, and Jermell kind of played him, and that was going to be his opportunity to have that signature fight against somebody we probably would respect it if he won. But if sitting and being we saw inactivity showed a real ugly face last year. You know, when you look at how it affected Errol, when you look at how it affected even Ryan Garcia, God bless the dude, but even him not being active. And then you saw Deontay Wilder just look crazy in front of Joseph Parker, which once again, we don't have to get in that conversation. We all have our opinions on Deontay Wilder. But at the end of the day, the inactivity seems to be a very dangerous thing that fighters are getting involved with because of money, right? They're looking for the money fights. They're looking for cherry pick fights, and they're acting like they're not going to fight unless they get the money. And what's happening is they're getting dull over time. I think Tszyu staying busy is very important. And with, like I said, with Terrence Crawford in the horizon, he has to protect that opportunity and protect that bag. So I don't see him taking any big risk for that.
But like I said, standards, right? You're praising him for staying active, and I understand that. That's very important for prospects. But he's around the same age as a bunch of guys that don't get that same courtesy, right? People don't praise Core for being active. People get on Core's resume. People don't praise Devin for being active. People get on Devin's resume. People don't praise Tank for being active. They get on Tank's resume. Praise Boots. Oh, he didn't fight nobody. Like, bro, it's a constant thing, but being that they didn't have a whole lot of standards for Tszyu, he gets to fly under the radar to where as though anything he does is, lauded. But the other guys, anything they do
for the protection. Is that what
no, I'm not throwing race.
I'm just talking shit.
I know what he's doing. I'm just saying that people he wasn't billed as the next big thing. Once you build as the next big thing, anything you do isn't good enough. Oh man, you knocked dude out in 5 rounds. Oh, it should have been 2. Oh man, that ahead of time, like before you go to fight a guy, oh, you won't beat him. You scared to fight him. Then when you knock him out, oh, he was a bum.
I'm gonna give you the reason for that. The reason for that is because he's a legend's son, and at the end of the day, and they want to see him successful as a legend's son, so they can build on that legacy.
Chavez Jr. Then they do the same thing with him.
Oh no, you did the same thing with Chavez Jr.
They tried with him, yeah. They tried.
They did the same thing with him. He just didn't. He just couldn't beat what is it, Sergio Martinez.
He couldn't be disciplined. Right.
Tszyu is actually just a guy that's just winning, and he actually has proven himself in the fact of the public appearance of casuals. And that's where he's selling it. He's selling with the casuals. And what's the casuals most likely? I mean, we don't want to make it about race, but we got to make it about the demographic. The demographic itself is a lot of businessmen that want, and globally outside of the United States, a lot of Caucasian people. So they want to see this guy be a champion, and especially based out of his father's name, that's only going to make him more worth it. So as they build him up, guess what's going to happen? He's going to run into somebody. I think they're using Crawford to solidify a Spence fight with Tszyu if Tszyu is successful. Thurman, excuse me, to solidify the Spence fight, because I think if they show Spence that, listen, this guy can be touched by somebody like Thurman, guess what? You got a chance to beat him, and there's no chance no problem with you getting the title at this division and starting to make waves and headlines, because everybody wants to see Earl at the top again, and I think this actually helps Showtime because he's another cash cow over there. They got 3 cash cows, and with Spence being that cash cow, that brings money to the division of 154. in the show and PBC.
I think also,
but also just YSM. Just wanted to kind of expand on what you said earlier. As far as I'm not giving him so much respect for the amount for him staying busy as you might think I am. What I'm saying is there's choices that need to be made. He's a champion. He has to defend his. He has to be active. But he has to be selective right now because he also has big fights that he's trying to protect. So we saw him chasing Jamel down and how Jamel was really not trying to fight him and how he tried to stay busy at the same time protect that fight with Jamel. So he has to work with what it is because at the end of the day, it's the casual fans versus the traditional fans. It's the people who follow boxing and who love boxing, and it's everybody else. And while he's trying to weather that storm and navigate these rough waters, he has to stay active because his opportunity will come and he won't be able to step up to that opportunity if he stays inactive waiting on the opportunity. He has to stay active.
Claymore, I understand and I agree. And I understand the business of boxing and what he did. He worked with what he had. But I'm talking about like the inconsistency of fans, though. Perfect example, right? Perfect example. How many times did you see people call Tszyu an email champ?
None.
How many times did you see people call Devin and Boots an email champ?
Multiple times.
Oh yeah, every day.
Yeah, I made a video.
That's the difference in that's what I'm talking about.
I made a video about that though, and that shit ain't getting no views. Don't nobody care, bro.
They scrutinize. Like Terrence Crawford fans talking about a fight with Tszyu. Oh yeah, that's a good fight. No, we don't want Boots, we want Tszyu. Well, Tszyu's an email champ. You don't say anything about that. But every time Boots' name is mentioned, email champ, huh?
Tszyu did get a chance to finally fight. He got saved by fighting Brian Mendoza. So it kind of like, even though it didn't happen for the title, right? He had an opportunity. No, did he defend the title again?
It wasn't he defended the title, but it wasn't a vacant.
Yeah, that was awarded that title. They gave him the belt.
He was already champ before the
title.
You're right. They did give him the belt when they took the belt off of title. They gave him the belt. I mean, it kind of. I'm just saying aesthetically, it looked like
the same. Yeah, it happened the same way. No.
Right.
You're trying to come up with a reason, but you know the reason.
No. I'm just trying to say that he needs to get away with it because of the fight with Brian. Right, you're right.
Niggas want Bud and Tszyu because of the history aspect and like with Bud fans, that's another division championship, and Tszyu's not really much of a threat. So that's like, yo, just go collect that belt.
I know.
And unify against Mel. That's
said the last part.
Want that fight?
He's not a threat because Terrence Crawford fans want to see Terrence Crawford win.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly what it comes down to, right? Boxing fans today don't necessarily want to see their guy in the most dangerous fight because if you listen to their rhetoric, it's always manager-like rhetoric. Mm-hmm. Oh, that fight doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah, they don't talk. They don't talk like fans.
They talk like they're managing the fighter.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
It's a fact. Yeah, boxing fans don't stay in their lane, man.
Nope.
They don't. Fans don't know how to be fans no more. They want to talk like promoters. They want to talk about
money and advice. How much niggas making? Like,
yeah. Oh, he only made this much in his last fight, and he only sold this many pay-per-views, bro. On some real shit, that's none of your business.
None of it.
Why the fuck is that any of your concern, bro?
Leave that to Lando Rosa, man. That's what he does.
Now, my father saying that, you know what I'm saying, that's his lane. He got the right to talk about that. He done made a lot of fights happen behind the scenes. He know what he talking about. But these dudes literally be having cookie crumbs on their chest, you know what I'm saying, flicking through the TV, watching these fucking fights, and they over here trying to talk about what a fighter not worth or what a fighter brings to the table, how much revenue they generate, how many tickets they sell. Bro, that's not your fucking business, bro. As a boxing fan, your only business should be getting the best fights possible and supporting boxing to the best of your ability. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
And look, guys, at
Tank and Saudi.
Say that again.
I said well, go ahead, Claymore.
No, I was gonna say we always have to acknowledge and understand that it's a war going on outside. I remember when Chris Rock made the joke about niggas and black people, right? Y'all remember the joke? I don't know if I might be old.
Yeah.
Oldness.
I remember that joke. I actually didn't like that at all. I didn't like that.
Yeah, but he was just saying niggas got to go. You know what I'm saying? And And I'm just using that metaphorically to speak to the fact that the casual fan and the traditional fan, it's always going to be a war going on in between us, and casual fans are in abundance and they spend money. So fighters pick their side as to whether or not they're going to get rich feeding into the casual fan, or whether or not they're going to stay true to the sport that they supposedly love and stick to the script and be great boxers. That's what Bill was kind of talking about when he's here earlier, and I was saying that did Saudi Arabia alleviate some of that stress a little bit, because a lot of times it seemed like Bill had to entertain stupidity, like the Ryan Garcia situation. He entertained that. I believe they entertained that because of the crossover fan appeal and the pay-per-view sales that they maybe would have been able to deal. But what happens when you deal with stupid people? You get stupid prizes, right? Same thing with Gervonta right now. I'm saying he's fighting a war in between. I'm rich already. Why do I need to care about legacy? Why do I need to care about championships and all those things? And we have to understand that boxers are just dealing with that. They're getting pulled in between those two worlds, getting money, but at the same time being true to legacy. So it's just going to be something we got to deal with until somebody like a Saudi Arabia comes through and sets a precedent and makes legacy a valuable thing again, makes being champion a valuable thing again, and then everything will find its place, and we'll be back in boxing the way it's supposed to be, hopefully.
I disagree with that sentiment about Saudi Arabia, because I don't think that they're necessarily about legacy, because if that was the case, then Anthony Joshua wouldn't be facing Francis Ngannou.
Right.
Has
I agree with you on that. Yeah, I agree.
What Saudi Arabia does do is they stop excuses.
These motherfuckers' pockets.
Yeah, they stop excuses. Whereas though, like now it's we need to fight to we need to fight to mature, and this needs to happen and that needs to happen for this person's profile to get raised, so we'll make the money. Saudi Arabia like, yeah, fuck all that. We got 10 million for you right now. You know what I mean?
You ain't got to worry about that no more.
You ain't got to worry about the pay-per-views. Don't worry about the pay-per-view buy. It's irrelevant.
Yo, so speaking of that, what do you think about with that being true? That's 100% right. I've said that in my videos as well. What do you think about Gervonta Davis like brushing him off, talking about he needs Ferraris in front of his crib to consider? What do you think about that?
All right. First off, I think he was joking about that. But number one, number two,
it's hard to tell with that kid.
Yeah. Like number two, I think that Saudi's serious, but they were using like, the guy's name, like just names of fighters, and using Al Heyman's name to like make a statement, because there are Al Heyman fighters fighting in Saudi Arabia. Frank Sanchez, he's a PBC guy. He's fighting in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, wow.
So, like, yeah, bro, you know who to call to make that happen. Like, you don't gotta. Tell Al Heyman. Tell me yourself. I'm pretty sure you can get Al Heyman on the phone. And Tank is in a position.
Bill said he couldn't, but he said that Turkey, with the money he got, he might be able to get that number.
I feel like yeah, I fucked with Bill. But come on, Bill. You can get, come on. Bill is on a high level. You know how to,
here. He said 20 million ain't enough to get Al line.
You can get to it, yo. You can get to it. Like, holla at, what's my man named? Louis DeCubas. You know what I'm saying? Holla at
Sam Watson.
Like, yeah, you can get to it. But this is the thing, when you have fans talking about, 20 million. 20 million. 20 million is like, yo, Ryan made 30 million against Tank. I can only imagine, but Tank made.
But they were talking about guaranteed
money. That wasn't a
that's upfront guaranteed money.
Yeah, I understand, but if you're gonna step to a dude like Tank, right?
You got
bring fresh off.
Yeah, but he had a guaranteed $5 million against Ryan Garcia.
$5 million guaranteed. He made like 60 million.
Yeah, y'all gotta understand that the PBC structure is different. So if I'm going over there and fighting on, I would imagine that would be on the zone, right?
Well, I mean, I think the big thing about this is we don't know, right? I think what it's coming down to is we just don't know what kind of wiggle room or what they were willing to do, because Tank Davis's team has never reached out to confirm what kind of deal was on the table, right? All that was said was that $20 million upfront guaranteed, and that was as far as being competitive against the $5 million guaranteed that was public knowledge that Tank got for the other fight, right? So when they say $20 million guaranteed, they're trying to let you know already we're already ahead of the game as far as what we're offering.
Yeah, but Claymore, that's wordplay, and simply because dudes like Eddie Hearn, dudes like Bob Arum, you already know that PBC structure is completely different from the way that you pay. You know, Tank Davis isn't making $5 million. So if you're going to step to him, right?
Yeah.
Don't step to him with the $5 million.
About them purses for real. That's what it is.
Quotation marks. If you want to step to him, right? You can't step to him with $10 million less than what the B side made in this fight. If you really trying to make that
now, is Gervonta making more right now?
Huh?
What's fight coming up for Gervonta? Because he make more than what they're offering right now with $20 million up front.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
to be.
Yeah, I don't think.
What's bigger than that fight right now for him to turn down?
Wait. It's not about can he make $20 million anywhere else. It's about the market value for that fight.
The fight will be marketable
with the stat.
Yeah,
no, you're not.
$20 million up front, guaranteed.
Yeah, you're not getting. You're not understanding me, right?
I understand.
Okay, go ahead. Explain. Go ahead. I am confused. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, I'm saying the market value for a fight, right? So they offered Deontay Wilder $40 million to face Anthony Joshua, guaranteed, right?
Right.
But what was the market value for that fight?
I don't know.
Just because it's your highest purse doesn't mean that that's what you should get. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, but to be an icebreaker, right? For $20 million up front, right? As a look, man, and Eddie Hearn said they were willing to even go higher, right? So for an open line of communication and fair play negotiation to make the deal the way it needs to be for the fight to happen, you don't think that Saudi Arabia starting the conversation off with $20 million upfront guaranteed is worth a phone call? Just to say, yeah, I see you guys really want to do business. I see you guys want to do business.
Think that they can't get a hold of Al though?
Well, there's a confusion here, right? There's a confusion here, right? There's multiple things going on at the same time, right? So we're dealing with his. I want to say his name, so just so we can put some perspective on how different this is than
Turkey Ali.
No, it's His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh, right? And we're dealing with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. So
he's not the Crown Prince.
Not him. I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm separating them. They're two different people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha.
So right. So what I'm saying is there's going to be some arrogance and some entitlement involved in this, right? A little bit. So he went on a platform and said, "Listen, I'm putting out right now. I have interest in this, right? I have interest in this, and I'm saying this directly to Al Heyman right now. Get in contact with me, right? People can get in their feelings however they feel about it. You compound that with Eddie Hearn also making an announcement that we have north of $20 million upfront guaranteed to make this happen, right? And then you put that with Devin Haney and listen, at the end of the day, we don't even know if the fight has to be with Devin. We just know that they're interested in the business of Tank Davis. They've already said clearly that they're interested in doing work with Devin outside of Tank. Like, it doesn't even have to be Tank, right? I want to know, why is it such a big deal, and why is it so much for the fan base who wants to see Tank fight legacy fights? Why is it so much for these guys to follow up on a potential money offer for them to see if it's even worth their time? Why is it like beneath them to do that?
Claymore, I feel like you fall for the theatrics of promoters.
All right. Boxing fan.
I understand what you're saying, right? But you're falling for the theatrics again. A lot of times, dudes make statements for shock value, like, "Oh yeah, we got 20 minutes." Like, bro, business is handled. Real negotiations are handled behind the scenes.
Okay.
When you hear somebody trying to do negotiations publicly,
all right,
9 times out of 10, they're lighting the ass. And lighting the ass, and I ain't saying Eddie's lighting the ass. I'm saying that it's for show. It's a house of cards.
Okay. So let me touch this. One, I think that it is a real offer, and it's an offer. It's not a negotiation. It's just to bring these guys to the table so they can have a conversation. That's number one. Number two, once the negotiations happen, they can establish all that information there. As far as people liking Saudi Arabia so much, I'm thinking that we just have too many people stuck in the reality of boxing is where it is, and we got all these streams now. All these channels are dropping boxing. So it's going to go somewhere, rather it be Saudi Arabia, China, Japan, Australia, wherever. Eventually, it's going to go somewhere where we're going to have to see it somewhere else, and it's not going to be in the U.S. all the time. It's changing. We have to adapt. That's why I asked Bill that question about streaming and all that, because it's going to change. We have to get used to the changes of things. Boxing wasn't always on pay-per-view. It wasn't always on cable. It wasn't even on regular cable network. I mean, it was a premium channel than cable, right? It used to be ABC Sports. It used to be the other sports channels, and it grew from there. And the reason why it grew is because of the evolution. We're in a different time. We don't even watch regular TV shows anymore on regular TV. They're all streamed. So everything is going to a streaming platform. We have to get used to those times and see how things are moving. And I get what you're saying. Nobody wants to see it right now, but eventually things are going to happen. We have to just expect it and respect it also. That's the whole difference of the whole thing with the whole money and all that. I get that little business side, but let them come to the table and talk before it becomes an issue of why we're judging, because we're using a lot of opinions based on what we think instead of seeing what really happens.
Claymore, you think that fight happens logically? You think that fight happens next?
Between Devin and Tank?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking me about, Devin and Tank? No, I don't think it happens. I'm being honest with you. I don't think the handlers around Tank care to see that happen. I think they've always had question about Tank in these kind of fights. They did the same thing with Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? I think the only way these fights happen that we want to see happen, I think Tank has to want it and literally tell his handlers where to stick it and what he needs to happen. The same way Errol did with Terrence Crawford when he conceded to all his points and was like, yo, man, I want this fight. I don't care. I want to be undisputed. I'm not fighting nobody else unless I'm fighting legacy fights. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Tank needs to fight Devin Haney. I'm not one of those guys here who thinks Tank needs to fight Devin Haney. If that doesn't happen, I'm okay with it. I think Devin has a lot more legacy in front of him than behind him in the 140 and going to 147. But I'm going to tell you one thing for sure, man. And I'm hoping that this Frank Martin fight is the fight that he's going to fight next. If that's what it is, that's what's up. But there's a low patience and a low tolerance getting in the boxing game right now. We know what BS fights look like. Even the casual fans are beginning to cross over into like, stop peeing on me and telling me that it's raining. That's all I got to say. So at some point, something got to give. We'll see. Time will tell the story better than any of us could tell the story. But nobody, not too many people are left sitting there ready to see him watch short, flat-footed Mexicans swinging at him while he walks them into a Midol pill. Well, no, not Midol.
You mean the guys who pick up at Home Depot?
Melatonin pill. Right.
Yo.
People are starting to understand what they're seeing. So
I'm definitely critical of Gervonta Davis, right? And Gervonta Davis has this like a super hardcore fan base. They're not really boxing fans; they're Tank fans. But I feel like he gets unworthy praise and he gets unfair criticism. That's not like he's like it's either one or the other. Tank versus Devin, I didn't ever think was going to happen next because Tank is getting out the joint. You're not facing Devin Haney getting out of jail. Okay. Nobody's going to do that. It's not logical.
When Floyd got out the joint, he fought Robert Guerrero.
Yeah, it's not logical. And so,
no, that's a fact. I think
dudes, when promoters talk, now, mind you, this is just because of my line of work. I recognize when shit is just for show, when shit is just for clicks. And Eddie does that a lot, right? And Eddie is probably my favorite promoter because he gets it. No, man, no, I'm saying he's my Eddie's
I'm just talking shit. Go ahead.
Eddie's my favorite promoter because he understands like just the nature of just media, and then this manipulation, and just giving us what the people want. But the reality is, all the real shit is done behind the scenes. Negotiations in public, all bullshit. Ryan Garcia loves to have negotiations in public for fights that he's never going to have. Like never. I'm putting an announcement. I said for them to make this fight next.
I advise my team. Shut your goofy ass up, man.
Why is that? Can I respond to the first part you was talking about UFC that Tank always gets the bad rap? Because I think I think through certain. You all right, Clay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, crazy.
All right, man.
Appreciate your concern.
It's all right.
Yeah, remember, I said two things. I
know. I got you.
Go ahead.
I just want to just touch on that real quick because I was going to say I think what we're doing is when we see that it does happen. I think a lot of boxers, based on especially in today's world, a lot of boxers get bad raps. I can name quite a few of them. Tank does because Tank is he moves different. We want to see him fight the people that we want to see him fight, and we don't want to keep seeing him fall on this trail of what he has been doing. Fighting. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get down that line.
I agree with you saying, but then you make the little side comment about the guys that he fought. People want to make him out to be bums. They're not bums. And then you got Tank fans that want to act like he's fighting, dragons, and they're not dragons either.
Can I defend that? I can defend that too. So all the guys he fought were all ranked in the top 10 of the WBA, or the top 15, even if that. That he fought in the division. I think whatever. So when we say that, that's not true. We know that's not true. As boxing fans, you really know that's not. He ain't fighting bums. He's fighting legitimate opponents. They're ranked. So I don't even go fall for the banana in the tailpipe pause. But you know what it is. So when you have those situations, we got to look at it as, okay, is he really getting criticized as much as Devin's getting criticized? I mean, every single thing that happens, and I only bring up Devin because it's always a topic. Like they're like, you can't separate them. Devin gets blamed for weight bullying or excessive weight, pocket watching from people, and like everything you can name. He gets more hate from anybody in the game, and it depends on what fan you are. They want him to go up and fight Boots. They want him to go up and fight Boots because he said he wants to fight Tank, and he can't call up Tank. Tank's at 135. But then I'm sitting there like, didn't Tank call up Hector Garcia? Like, did anybody notice that? Because he was a champion, it makes it okay? It doesn't make it okay. The point of the matter is, and where I'm really getting at is, all these fighters have to deal with the same pushback from the fan base, and it all depends on the fan base. So we can't say that there's really a hate field. It's just really what you know and what you see. And the fact that you bring really, if you really have knowledge of the fight game, you'll be able to decipher what's real and what's not. That's why I said I'll defend Tank. I have no problem doing it. But that's what we have to really look at before we say he's really taking personal attacks, because he does it to himself, a lot of that.
See, well, what I said Tank gets, I feel like he gets unfair criticism, but also undeserving praise. It's like he gets both. Mm-hmm. He gets from his hardcore cult-like fan base, he's the greatest motherfucker ever to exist. Oh man, he'll knock everybody out. Roberto Duran, he'll knock him out too. But then from dudes that don't like Tank, Tank's only be bums.
Right.
But I mentioned Devin as one of my guys that gets scrutinized, mm-hmm. while other guys get passes. And I feel like it's not even always a race thing. It's expectations. Right. Some guys have high expectations. We in our minds, they have all-time great potential, and they need to face 10 killers in a row.
Right.
If they don't, they cherry pick it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Dev, I'm on record. If you ever watch my channel, I feel like Dev gets a whole lot of hate unnecessarily. And to me, I remember dudes saying that Dev was scared of Regis, and that Regis was going to knock him out, and Dev is shitty and all this shit.
Right,
and then overnight, Regis became a cherry pick. Remember that?
Right. Why it switched up quick? Exactly.
I remember dudes saying that Tank was scared of Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know what they was
wow.
talking about. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Look about nah, I don't know what y'all was talking about.
That shit woke me up.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know.
Listen, Mark, in my comment section, I see the wildest shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then with dudes.
No, what's crazy is I remember that shit.
Yeah, I've been on your channel for real. Yeah. So and thanks to Claymore, because Claymore introduced me to your network too, by the way. Your channel.
Oh, bro, I appreciate that. Appreciate Claymore. But it's the journalist in me that I recognize when you're just doing stuff for effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys can get a hold of these guys. They can. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that these fights are going to happen. I do know that if certain conversations were already had, people want to act like they weren't had, but they were had. And eventually we're going to get these fights, but Saudi Arabia does put a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's competition. And
to speed up that process, right?
Yeah, like you better make some of this shit happen. And I don't want to hear that, oh, well, we need to build and this and that. If Saudi Arabia comes by 5 years before, it doesn't take 5 years for Crawford versus Spence to get made.
Right.
Because fans want to criticize, but fans are the first motherfuckers to illegally stream fights while criticizing you.
Right.
You give them the fight that they want, they'll stream that shit illegally still while talking shit. It's hilarious.
Right. And that's why I laugh at, because we don't even know what Devin really made. We got 35, 55, 57, 60, 75, 255, whatever he made. Nobody even knows, but yet we know he didn't sell that many fights because they didn't put it out. You know what I mean? And it's because of the fan base that says that they're fans of him and they didn't buy the fight. So we definitely get that. And then you got fans. And what's great for Tank and the move they made is they know, again, demographics come into play with that because they know who to pull into the ring with them. And you figure the Latino fan base is about 64 to 67% in boxing. I'm not fan base, I'm sorry, stars of boxing. And that goes all the way from bantamweight all the way up. And then you have a large black fan star power. And I think they're a large number. I think they're up there like 30 to 20. And then you have the Eastern Europeans. So when you get to that level, that's probably the rest that fills out. And that's when you're looking at what we got. So that's why you see so many fighters. Like if you go to the top 10 right now in the WBA, you have only probably 3 or 4, the top 15. I'm sorry. You got like 3 or 4 fighters that Tank can pick from that are African American or black. And then if you go down the list, you'll see that there's probably like 2 Eastern Europeans or British or whatever, and then everybody else is either Mexican or from Central America or the Caribbean islands. It's a big demographic in that, and we know that. So we have to be respectful of that when we talk about who he's fighting and who he's picking. Now, that also brings in the fan base of those people. And when you're doing that, guess what happens? They're going to buy the fight because if I'm supporting a guy and I'm from Cozumel or I'm from Mexico or whatever, I'm going to support my fighter. And I want him to beat Tank because it's my opportunity to see him lose. So we're going to buy that fight. And that's what happens. And like I said, some people move wrong, and that's what it is. I get it.
I don't think the Latin fan, I don't think it's as high as what you're saying. It's like, right. There are 2 big Latin fan bases, Puerto Rican and Mexican.
But we combine it, right? Because it's Latin.
No. But they're Puerto Ricans, Mexican, they're tribal.
Yeah,
right. But so in a sense, right, just because Hector Garcia is Latino don't mean he's bringing a whole bunch of fans. Dominicans, for some reason, they don't really watch boxing like that.
I got that.
They don't care.
I got that.
Because they suck.
But Cubans do, right? Also.
Yeah, but to me, Cubans are really good at boxing.
Right.
But there's not enough of them in America to really if you pick a Puerto Rican, if you got a Puerto Rican star and a Mexican star.
That's a war. Listen, that's a war. We know that. Hector Macho Camacho versus Cesar Chavez. We already seen what that did.
If the Cuban boxing was popping, then there'd be a whole lot of fights in Miami.
Right. Or Minnesota.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Mil.
Right. Or Minnesota. But because they got a large population there, by the way.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's why Morel's there. That's why he fights there a lot. They got a large population there too. But no, you're right. You're 100% right. What I was saying was that not so much the Puerto Rican fans, because I think they're more related because because they have a bicultural establishment just like us in the country. You know what I mean? They kind of relate towards more of us of the black communities, whereas Mexican fans, they believe that any person that's Latino, and I'm pretty certain of this, they see a Latino in the ring with somebody like Tank or Floyd. Like, how many people just jumped on the bandwagon of Floyd just because they were Latino? Tons. And that was mainly Mexican, El Salvadorians, Honduras. Like, those guys jump on the bandwagon to see Floyd or Tank lose because they want to support their guy. And it doesn't matter what country they're from. I've seen it a ton of times. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe I am wrong. But I've seen it from previous prior fights. But like I said, things could change. I could be wrong.
I think with Tank is also a stylistic thing too. Because Puerto Ricans are fleet-footed fighters, and that doesn't work well with a puncher. I'm sorry, Puerto Ricans that are born in America,
right?
Puerto Ricans that are born on an island. I don't really classify them as slick. They're more like power punchers.
Well,
left hook to the body, left hook upstairs.
Yeah. I got you. All right. Yeah. That's not what I meant.
I'm kind of biased towards Ricans from the States, though.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I got you. No, I understand. I wasn't saying that, but I got you. No. I'm gonna leave it there because I think we're two different parts on that, but I don't want to touch on it because I really don't like bringing up demographics, race, or.
Oh no, but we were talking about style. Style.
Yeah. No, I was
why Tank picks certain styles work better with a puncher.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Right? Guys that are going to be available. Puerto Ricans from the States, black fighters, Cuban fighters aren't going to be as available as a Mexican fighter. Mexican fighters are bred to stand there and fight. Great on the inside.
Right.
Really tough, durable. Great chins.
Right.
Yeah.
And they know how to use that high guard well. You know what I mean? And they come forward and they're pressure. That's why they get either KO'd or they win fights by bullying people.
Well, all right. This is a great conversation, man. We've been on here for like 2 hours and some change. This was a dope ass live, bro. This was a dope ass live. I got some of the people I really respect on the channel today. Had the boy Brandon on here along with Jamil. I mean, had my guy Ree, Claymore, Ray. You know what I'm saying? And we had Bill Haney on here as well. Extremely unexpected. You know what I mean? Just popped in out of nowhere, told me to send the link. A lot of people were skeptical.
I was.
Bill or not, and it actually turned out to be him. So, and he really sat here and spoke to us. You know what I mean? And answered every question we gave him. So, yeah, man, that was extremely dope. Definitely one of the best lives I've done so far. And I think this was the highest view live that I've had so far. I think I've seen it go up to like 68.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty dope, man. Thank you very much, man. Y'all definitely played a part in that for sure. But I mean, it's about to be 1:30 in the morning over here. I gotta get up, take my ass to work. You know what I'm saying, in the morning. So that's what I'm gonna get to right now, man. So I appreciate everybody that came on the channel. Clay, Ree, Mill, Ray. Wait, Ree, Ray. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, got it. All right, and everybody else that's been supporting in the comments, the people that sent the super chats, thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? It is very much appreciated. Man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. This is Mazuma TV. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. I hope everybody has a blessed, beautiful night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.
All right, peace.
Appreciate you, bro.
Peace. Salute everybody, man. Peace.
Yes, sir.